I'm going to share with you how to add a weight to an automation in Go High Level that allows you to choose what time, what day, etc., that you want the next step to happen. And the reason this is helpful is because sometimes if we have a lead magnet or somebody's registered for something, we may not want them to get the next email, follow-up email at that same time if they've done it in the middle of the night or a weekend or whatever it is. So there's an awesome way that you can set this up in Go High Level. So I'm going to use the example of a lead magnet I just created for a business systems and client flows worksheet. If you don't have this worksheet and you're a coach or business owner, you might want to check it out. So I'll make sure I include the link. So the trigger is, as always, that they opted into the worksheet itself, and it's a form. I always put in my automations to disable Do Not Disturb, because it's possible that somebody might want to opt into something, but they've already unsubscribed from your list. So this will override it. Obviously, adding appropriate tags. I'm also adding them to my nurture pipeline, and this is important because I'm going to add them to the pipeline when they opt in, as they opted into the lead magnet, but I'm also going to change the opportunity if they don't take a particular action at the end. And then I love to give myself an internal notification to let me know that someone's downloaded something, and then the person will get their first email. And so they'll get this right away as soon as they opt in so that there's no delay. In the case of my worksheet and for all of my emails, I created a template first and I used that as opposed to doing it right in the workflow. This gives you a lot more flexibility, and you can also sync edits. So if you get here and then you decide, oh, I want to make changes to it, you can do it right here. If you think you don't want it to sync with the original, then I would not select this. So I have this, they get the first email, which includes, again, the link to the Google worksheet. And in the actual funnel itself, the link is right away on the thank you page, because I want to make sure they get it again, and just in case this gets lost in their email. So they get that first email, and then there's a wait. So in this case, I'm waiting for 2 days, and this is the cool thing that I just recently learned how to do. And so I have this set. You have to click on advanced window. If you don't have that on, it would just be 2 days. And so if somebody opted in at midnight, they're going to get the next email at midnight, but I want them to get it at a certain time. And in fact, I want them to get it on business hours. So actually, this is not right. This is the default business hours, but I actually don't mind if they get it on a Saturday or Sunday, and you can either choose a window of time, so 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., or in my case, I just want to send it out at 8 a.m. the next day. So that might, then after 2 days, and then you save the action. And you'll notice that I always, in my weights, include details, all the descriptions, because you can edit these, and I think it's helpful when you look at this again to know what you've done. And then what the system is doing is checking to see if they booked a call. So I've added an if-else step, and this was going to check to see if they booked some type of call, either a business systems audit or a sweet spot consultation call. And if they have, they just fall off this automation. We don't need to remind them again. If they didn't, they get the next email, and so on. And then I've got another wait, and again, I'm using this at exactly 8 a.m. on any day. And when you're building these sorts of things, if you're building it from scratch, you don't have to keep adding these separately. What I did was I went back up to the wait, and I clicked this 3 buttons and copied all actions from here and then pasted it. You do have to then change the wait time and the email, but it made it a lot faster. So this happens several times. It's going to send email 2, it's going to wait 3 more days, check and see if the person booked a call, send them email 3, which is another gentle reminder, and then it's going to wait a bigger chunk, 10 more days. And the reason for this is I feel like at this point I've bothered them enough, and so I want to give them a little more time. And so then again, after the 10 days, I'm going to check to see, the system will check to see if they booked a call. If they did not, I'm going to send them one more email and then I'm going to wait 7 more days. And then I'm going to check again. And in this case, I'm not going to email them again, but I'm going to actually update the opportunity to follow up, did not take the next step. So that will flag me later on that I know, so that I know anyone who hasn't taken a step. And then 7 more days later, I'm going to send myself an internal notification, an email that basically says, this person didn't book. Here's their name. Here's their email. Check on LinkedIn and connect with them there. And that's it. And that's the end of the workflow. So I hope you found that helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for listening.